Hey guys, Autosama AoE here with an excellent 3v3 match showcasing FRNDZ's teamwork. Check it out. Alrighty, let's jump into another FRNDZ 3v3 match. Really like these 3v3s. 4v4s get a little bit unwieldy to cast, but 3v3s are a good mix of big battles, but a lot of teamwork. And 4v4s, you know, they're surprisingly less teamwork, less working together, because there's just so much going on. And they're really freaking difficult to cast, because there's often 2 or more battles happening at the same darn time. So alright, let's look at who the players are. We've got Team 1. Pocket player is Murdercai, playing as the Spanish. Got Asimpleart playing as the Persians, as Team 1 flank. And as the second Team 1 flank, we have Savagevision playing as the Britons. I love using this overlay that has KD, kills death ratio. Especially in the earlier game, it's a good way to track what's going on with idols, with military. There are all kinds of little snipes, villager snipes that happen all over the map, and sometimes I miss it. So this is a good way to collect everything. Alright, so let's jump over to Team 2. We have in the pocket, got Buyers playing as the Tatars. We've got Timoshenko playing as the Mongols. And finally, got Israeli playing as the Celts. All very strong civilizations, maybe with the exception of the Tatars, but if it's played well, Tatars can be quite good. One of the benefits of the Tatars civ is higher ground, elevation, fighting from higher elevation. And this map is pretty flat. There is some higher elevation, but not much. So maybe it would be more useful playing as the Tatars on Wolf Hill, Kilimanjaro, Acropolis, Hill Fort, you name it. This map, like, these little mountains are few and far between. But anyway, let's speed things up to get into the action, take off this fog of war. You know, I really like these maps that cluster the teams together and leave lots of open area on their periphery for flanking attacks, for secret bases, all sorts of stuff. It's not like it's said, okay, each team has half the map, and they need to push out from there. Instead, they've given teams ample opportunity to flank, build secret bases. That said, it does appear that Savagevision is intent on taking half the map as his new territory. He seems to be walling up the entire eastern side. Team 2 is throwing down excellent team walls. This is a sign of pretty good teamwork. I've been trying to encourage the guild to start doing more team walls, because it just gives you more time to react. It gives you, you can see the unit composition before they attack, and that's sometimes, you know, all you need to turn things around. Looks like Savagevision is already pushing out a hack. Let's minimize all this stuff. But he's restricted by these palisade walls. The team walls. He's not going to find a way to get in. And these guys just don't do enough damage to buildings to get through the walls quickly. So, he's not really going to be much of a threat with 4 archers now that there's a team wall. But what it does is keeps Team 2 on their toes, and allows Team 1 to really push out into the map and expand and build out threat of retaliation. Asimpleart is pushing out knights. Looks like he is about ready to go on the attack. 5 knights that will quickly tear through the wall. I bet you if he groups up with Savagevision's 10 archers, they'd be able to do some serious work. Let's see if that comes to fruition. Team 2, see what they're doing. Seem to be booming. Yeah, expanding. The Tatars player is pushing out step lancers. These guys are great. I love them. They are excellent raiding units. They don't really get in each other's way during raids on villagers because they have +1 range. So send them after a group of villagers, they can sort of stack up on each other and these guys down, or get 2 attacks in as the villagers running away. So made for raiding. But it doesn't look like its allies are producing much of anything. Wise seem to be playing a game of Farmville. Even that could be improved. Both teams keeping their idols very low for the most part, but it's very clear that Team 1 is the only one focused on military production right now. Team 2 has a slight advantage with villager count. In some cases, a significant advantage with villager count, but this is going to cost them with this raid. Oh, quick walk. It's like Asimpleart maybe focused elsewhere. It's taking tower damage while attacking palisade walls. But this is kind of using building situation. It's tough to tell where the buildings actually are and if you can hold. But what this attack is going to do is force Team 2 to start making military. So here you go. You're seeing the military numbers skyrocket. Both teams. Murdercai is pushing out the Spanish conquistadors. Have to keep an eye on that. And Savagevision and Asimpleart are just running around the periphery. Really annoying. But I really don't think they have the mass to take off as many step lancers. Yeah, it's going to make short work of... wow. I stand corrected. Step lancers aren't as tanky as I thought they were. Let's see, 80 health. 1 armor versus 100 health, 3 armor. Yeah. Wow. Well, Team 1 took that victory. And Team 2 is realizing the predicament they are in and throwing up a castle. They are going to have to defend this if they have any hope of... oh, look at this move. Oh, this is brilliant. Sandwiching the doors in between these 2 buildings. Pretty much unattackable by the Steppe Lancers. Oh, it was brilliant. It looks like they are going to deny this castle. Oh, that is great. This is excellent teamwork. I am proud of these guys. You seem to be running low on knights, and Steppe Lancers are just increasing, blowing up in numbers. They do have home court advantage, I guess. Murdercai is still doing some serious work with these conquistadors. He is going to turn off gold or pocket player. Get out of there. Well, damage has been done. Oh, it does look like they were able to get that castle up while raiding was going on. But Team 1 is countering with the castle Duro, high ground. Has to be very careful. He only has 4 villagers putting this castle up. Well, down to 2. 1. You can see why these guys are so good at raiding. Well, I hit it from 2 spaces away. Well, okay, down to 1 villager to bring this thing up. I'm not seeing any military units left that can really snipe this out. Snipe this last villager. So perhaps they're able to get this up. This is great work by Team 1. I can bet for a play that we just watched, there's got to be a lot of call-outs happening, signaling. Even the placement of this castle was pre-planned and selected. So got a Spanish castle right up in the face of Team 2, and yeah, I mean the scores are pretty close still. Nobody's running away with this game, say. But at this point, with 2 castles facing each other, the first person to crank out a trebuchet is going to have a significant edge in this game. So, well, I minimized the age up. But let's see if I can just do this the old-fashioned way. Looks like everybody's still castle age. Ready to make a difference anyway. Oh, we are getting an attack by the Mongols player. But nothing really to threaten. Excuse me. My goodness. Nothing that will threaten sport base. They really need siege to make a difference, and I do not see anybody pushing out siege with the exception of, I think, an L or 2. A little allergic. Sorry about that. But it does appear that Savagevision has broken in and is being annoying with a bit of micro. Scorpions are gonna really mess him up, though. He needs to get out of there. A little bit too late for the micro, but he did some good damage. Thinning out Bayer's Step Lancer numbers is certainly not a wasted effort. If these things ever get to many numbers, they really quite easily overwhelm even really high armor units. Savagevision has completed his Great Wall, dividing the map. That's kind of funny. The wall also serves a useful purpose. He's got export production facilities that are pushing out archers, so he's definitely putting it to good use. And he's thrown down a castle of his own, sort of locking down the center of the map, ensuring that we've got a fallback position. Team 1 has a fallback position in case Team 2 is able to get trebs working on this forward base. So, pocket player is assembling a decent army. Got skirmishers, step lancers, those is units. This will, well, if combined with these, okay, this is a pretty example of where teamwork could turn things. This player, Timoshenko, has a good military on his own, and it's very complementary to his pocket player. But if they attack separately, especially without siege against these castles, they're not going to win. So they need to combine their forces, attack coordinated attack, and they would quite easily take on the military that I'm seeing. But here we go. We've got the first treb out on the field by Murdercai. It looks like Murdercai is the first one into Imperial Age by minutes. I would not be surprised, or seconds rather, I would not be surprised if Murdercai was slung resources to get to Imperial. Getting out this first treb is so important, and by beating buyers, by basically the time of production for a trebuchet, that's going to make all the difference on the defensive, really, for the next few minutes. Yep, the buyers is on the defensive already. He's doing what he can, but we've already got their castle down to about half health. And all of these units here are... yeah, see, it is forcing Team 2 to attack, and without combining their areas, they are at a disadvantage. And these... obviously these poor villagers are not going to be able to keep this castle up. So Murdercai is continuing to push out trebs, and he's going to work on the next castle. I don't know what Timoshenko is doing. He's sending his siege in without support. I don't think he needs to free up the population space. Savagevision sniping the treb. You know, that was a very, very costly mistake to lose that treb. They really should have put something around that treb to keep it alive, keep it working on this forward base. Without that threat, who is really able to pick these guys apart. Timoshenko is struggling to position his forces, and my goodness, the Britons' range is just too difficult to deal with. So Savagevision is going to easily defend this putting Team 2 in a very difficult position. Got divided armies. Castles are starting to come down. There it goes. Second castle. And he's going to be start knocking out this production as well. This is the production that the Pocket Player Buyers has been turning out his Step Lancer units. So, yeah, he's going to have to rebuild that production elsewhere, switch his unit composition. Riley has not really been a factor in this game as of yet, but he does seem to be focusing on the units that are necessary at this point. They're a little behind, and so they need these sort of asymmetric units like mangonels to turn things around. But he's not coordinating well with his allies. His allies are, each ally is taking this team on one by one, losing. It's like, yeah, nobody can in a 1v3 engagement with one other. And he's just doing his own thing, just hanging back. Ball, Murdercai, cuts him in half. See, the Asimpleart knows that these trebs are really what's driving this push, and he is pulling his troops back to ensure that they don't lose any more trebs than are necessary. And we've got siege coming in now. This is looking pretty dire for Team 2. And still, Riley has decided not to engage. Murdercai's a little exposed here. If he Riley does decide to move in, all his traps, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. Asimpleart and Savagevision are out of position. Our first coordinated attack. But it does look like Murdercai will lose 2 out of 3. Asimpleart is running his paladins into halberdiers, but I think it is very much worth the exchange to get rid of all of these onagers. This onager is that was a tremendous amount of resources to lose. And I think that might be it. At long last, they did do a coordinated attack, and it did do tremendous damage to Team 1. But unfortunately, it was not enough to turn things around. And it does look like Murdercai was able to keep preps going, and looks like one of the final castles is going down. Timoshenko is pretty untouched this whole game. Still fighting from strength, but their pocket player is really down and out. Trade hasn't been too touched, but Buyers is down to his last town center, and it's Riley. Riley still has it's an economy at this point, but Ouch. Well, I'm guessing that Savagevision was focused elsewhere. They're trying to push into the blue, into Timoshenko, and clinch this victory. And Israeli is taking advantage of that distraction to push out a little bit its position. Murdercai has lost 4 trebs. That delays the inevitable, but I don't think that is a turning point by any means. Just a speed bump. Savagevision gets another castle up on the high ground. I would not be surprised if he is called shortly. I think Team 1 could have probably raided the trade, and maybe that would have made a bit of a difference, but I don't really think that was all that necessary. There you go. Got buyers tapping out. 4 buyers down to 1 TC. Who's maybe a little frustrated. The rest of his maybe acting a little bit slow, maybe not coordinating quite as well as it could have. But I think behind all of that was tremendous coordination from Team 1. These guys were clearly communicating really effectively, directing attacks, directing construction, raiding together. It's a great game, great teamwork. Timoshenko taps out. It's like Riley is just finishing up this last attack, and he will probably resign as well. Well, he got a castle out of it. Always good to quit a game after doing some lasting damage. Well, there we go. Excellent FRNDZ example of play. Check out some statistics. Well, it looks like Savagevision was dominating on pretty much all of the metrics. Great KD ratio. As one who plays with archers is tend to have. Simple art. They tearing through buildings. Timoshenko, the only person who traded in the game. I guess it was a pretty short game, and still plenty of gold out on the map. That much of a need. It's castle time for simple art buyers, and God, that is a really good time. 35 minute Imperial. It's not sneeze at. Great game all around. Well done, Savagevision, Murdercai, and Simple Art. If you like stuff like this, leave a like. If you dislike it, of course, hit the dislike button. If you like content and want to see more of this stuff, hit subscribe. And we will see you next time.